Right, our last example is a sum of angles formula. We need to solve this one. So we have cosine of x plus pi equals square root of 2 over 2. And we got to solve it for 0 to 2 pi. So what we're going to do is go ahead and use our trig formula sheet that's located on Schoology. And I'm going to look for the sum formulas. So sum and difference, here they are. We have, ours is cosine of x plus pi. So we're going to be using this formula right here. So what I'm going to do is, you could copy it down. I'm going to do a little cheating and just screenshot it and put it so that I can easily see it. All right, so this is what we have going on. Now, we don't have x and y, we have x and pi. So I can actually do this formula. All I know is, instead of writing, well, x, I'll write x, and instead of writing y, this time I'll write pi. So in order to solve this problem, I will have cosine of x plus pi equals cosine of x, and then I got cosine of pi minus sine of x, sine of pi. And I'm going to simplify this, and then once I do all of that part, I got to set it equal to square root of 2 over 2. So cosine of pi and sine of pi, I can find on my unit circle, or I can type it into my calculator. Since I'm plugging in something in radians, I would need to switch my mode over. But let's just go ahead and think about this. Where is pi? So this is 0. All the way around our circle is 2 pi. And so right here is my location of pi. What ordered pair is that on my unit circle? It is -1, 0. Okay. So cosine of pi. So if I go to pi, cosine is my x value. And so my x value is -1. What is my sine of pi value? It is 0. And like I said, you could do this on your calculator as well. Biggest thing is you need to change your mode to be in radians. So change it to radians right here. And then you could type it in. So we would do cosine of pi, and that gave us -1. And you could do sine of pi as well, and that will give you 0. So if I do that and simplify here, I have cosine times -1. So I will have negative cosine. And then I'll have sine of x times 0. Well, anything times 0 is 0, so -0. So this is really just negative cosine of x. So this left-hand part of my equation simplified using that sum formula all the way down to negative cosine. So I have negative cosine of x equals square root of 2 over 2. And this brings us back to the types of problems we did earlier in this lesson. So I just need to get the trig function by itself. So I would divide both sides by a negative. So I am looking where my cosine is negative square root of 2 over 2. Cosine is your x values. So where are my x values negative? In quadrant 2 and quadrant 3. So I'm looking for these two answers. I do know they're 45-degree angles because I got square root of 2. If you didn't know that, you could go ahead and put it into your calculator. But I would have cosine inverse to this, so it would be 45. This is a distance of 45 degrees. And then this is another distance of 45 degrees. And so in order to figure this out, this is my 180 all the way over here. So I take 180 minus 45, which gives me 135 degrees. So one answer is 135. And then the other one would be, I'm here, I take 180 plus 45 degrees. So that gives me 225. So here are my two solutions in degrees. I need them to be in radians, so then I would just convert them, okay, by dividing by 180. So x equals, if you do that on your calculator, you should get 3 pi over 4 and 5 pi over 4. And those are my two solutions. Like I said, if you wanted to, you could do cosine inverse on your calculator. I might just show you that really quick. So if I go second cosine inverse, because it's not going to be exactly 45 degrees that it gives you, we were doing negative square root of 2 divided by 2. And I'm in radians, so I need to fix it if I want my answer to be in degrees. So mode. There we go. And I'm just going to arrow up and grab this again, and then it'll do it in degrees. There you go. Tells me my one answer of 135. So that one would be a little bit more work since it's at negative. So we got an answer of 135, which I have here. So you just have to say, okay, this answer is 135. So what is my reference angle here? It's a 45, right? Because I got to get to 180. And so then you would be able to find your other one. If you have any other questions, please let me know. Otherwise, that does it for our trig review.